Hi, I'm Darren Root, CEO of RootWorks.
And I am Stacey Kildall, owner and operator of Kildall Services, LLC.
Coming to you with another episode of Talk in the Clouds.
Talk in the cloud.
So our Talk in the Clouds, we keep talking about sort of the whole concept of doing business in the clouds.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you don't have an office. You could not have an office at home, or you could not have an office, a physical brick and mortar, or you could.
Right.
You can have an office at home, you could have nothing at all.
Right. You could just work from your dining room if you wanted.
Today, I think we want to talk, Stacey, a little bit about just this whole concept of maybe what we were just talking about, branding.
Branding. Yeah.
So you can have a killer brand
You could.
no matter where you are
No matter where you are.
or what you're doing.
This is the truth.
So let's talk just a little. What's your perception of what brand means? Give me your definition.
I think it's a way that your possible customers and your clients can identify you. And I think it's a pretty broad brush.
Maybe it's how they perceive you.
Exactly.
So you have a brand,
Yes.
a personal brand.
Yes.
Is it pink or purple?
It's more of a fuchsia, and that's kind of,
All right.
yeah.
But it's a part of your brand.
Yes.
Okay. My purple jacket is a part of my brand to a degree.
Yeah. You've
right?
always got a jacket on.
I do have a lot of jackets on.
You do have a lot of jackets.
But the idea is, we have personal brands and we have company brands.
Yes.
Apple's for me personally, Apple's a phenomenal corporate brand. When I see the Apple logo, I like it.
Yeah.
And I see a Starbucks coffee cup, I like it. I go into Starbucks, I like it. That's a corporate brand.
Right.
But we also have our personal brands, and both of them, and then we have our digital brands as well, which is really important. More people probably find you on the web than find you in person.
For me, I mean, yeah, for me personally, I would say yes, they definitely do.
Me too.
Yeah.
Even, whether it's my local CPA firm or RootWorks. RootWorks, we're a national company, and so most people are not stopping by my office.
Right.
So really, the web and mobile are the new front doors to our businesses.
They really are, and I will say one thing about that is if I am looking for whatever product or service, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go online and look for it. I'm not going to head out to the local strip mall or the mall to look for it. I'm going to look online for it. And perfect example, I needed an appliance fixed at my house recently, and the first one I called was the one that had the best website.
Absolutely.
And you have to have that. I mean, even if your brand is just your company name or a picture of you, you have to have something out there for people to be able to find you, because that's where they're going to find you. They're not. I mean, I work out of my house, so I don't want people to come to my office.
In the accounting profession as a whole, as executive editor of CPA Practice Advisor, we do a lot of polling among the profession.
Yes.
And what we find is about 40% of practitioners have a website.
And that amazes me that it's that low.
That means, to me, that 60% of the firms are not going to get found.
Right.
By probably, and this is pure speculation, but by 99% of the population.
Do you
know what a Yellow Pages is?
Yes, I do, actually.
Do you have one sitting on your desk that you flip open to see who has the best ad?
No. I mean, when was the last time you used? We actually just had the phone book delivered to our house.
Goes from house to shred bin.
Yeah, it goes right straight to the recycling bin.
Right.
So, when was the last time you actually looked at that?
I don't have one. I don't want one. I'm either going to research it on my phone.
Yep.
I'm going to research it on my iPad, or I'm going to research it on my MacBook Pro. That's it. And if you're not in any of those places and I don't like what I see, I'm not interested.
Exactly. It has to be appealing and it has to look good. And what I think a lot of accountants don't realize is they don't have to spend a lot of money to get a really good brand.
Sure.
They just have to have their company name and maybe a picture. And when I did my hair pink a year or so ago, I did it just because
I thought you were born that way.
Well, it is. I'm a natural. But when I decided to do that, it was just because I wanted to. It wasn't, I'm going to do this so everybody knows that I'm the accountant with the pink hair.
Sure.
But that's how it's sort of evolved, and that's how people are going to remember me. I went and saw a speaking, a
Sure.
training, or I saw a video online, and Stacey has pink hair, and she's an accountant, and she knows QuickBooks. So the accountants need to realize that. They really, even just if it's a one-page website that you can do yourself. GoDaddy does it,
Sure.
Homestead. It's really easy to do a WordPress website.
You can at least get an online presence, but I think that
Facebook pages.
everything. I mean,
Easy peasy.
The problem with practitioners typically is they're. I mean, you and I'm a very visual person. You're probably a pretty visual person.
Yes.
So things that appeal to me appeal to my visual senses. That the accounting profession, I think, as a whole, doesn't think that way.
Okay.
Okay, I think they feel like they offer great customer service, and that's why you should come to them.
Right.
How many people do you think that you go to in life are display that they offer terrible customer service? Nobody.
Right.
So everybody says we offer great customer service,
Right.
right? So that's not a differentiator.
No.
So brand, be it personal, be it professional, is the draw.
It really is.
And yet the profession in general does not spend enough time really thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's not intuitive to them that this is what's going to draw people in.
And I think that it's true not just for the accounting industry, but I think it's true for a lot of small businesses who might have a brick and mortar store
Sure.
and they're not selling online, so they figure, why would I need that?
Yeah.
A really good industry, I think, is the trades. I work for a plumbing company, and I call it my last real job before I started my business, and I think that they still don't have a webpage.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing guy. He does great work, and he's also a builder. Even that, you can't find him online unless you know somebody who knows him to refer
Yeah.
you. He's missing. I just think they're missing out, and that's another industry where it really doesn't matter what you do or where you do it. You have to be online, and it's really easy. You can do very cheaply, very inexpensively, do a web page. I don't generally recommend it. I would say spend
Right.
a couple $1,000s and get a really decent website.
Absolutely.
But at the worst case scenario, at least go create a Facebook page and a Twitter account and get that online presence so that people can find you somehow when they go online.
If you really want to have an impact, I think that a small business or practitioner has to focus on brand.
Yeah.
And you have oftentimes only one opportunity to put your best foot forward.
Yep.
If I go to your site and it's terrible, I'm probably not going back.
Right, right.
For whatever reason.
Or if it's difficult to navigate
Right.
too. It has to be clean, easy to deal
So
with.
your brand needs to be, one, aesthetically pleasing. You have to put thought into it. It has to go across all spectrums. Whether you have brick and mortar, that's a part of your brand. Your web page, your web presence is a part of your brand. Your mobile strategy, part of your brand. Even your email signature is a part of your brand.
Yes.
Everything's a part of your brand. And we need to get businesses thinking about that. Quick story, I was have a place in Florida,
Right.
and on the beach in Sarasota area has been getting just pummeled with rain. So I end up with a leak in our condo from the unit above us from all the rain. The property manager sends me 4 names to contact for water extraction. What's the first thing I did?
Go online and Google their names.
Right, and I looked them all up, and I went to the one that had what I perceived to be the most professional brand, because I didn't know them.
Right.
So that's all I had to go by.
And what's the thinking behind that is if they've taken the time to create that
Right.
and
That they
present
care about
themselves.
their business.
Yeah, they care about their business. They care about their customer. That's whether it's true or not, but that's the perception.
It doesn't.
that it
Perception creates fact.
Exactly. So I love that.
Good job.
Thanks. Peace out.